Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and today, as you can probably tell, we are playing Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. And if you've seen the time code for the video, you know that this is, or at least planning to be, an absolute sodding monster, no pun intended. It's also going to be fairly relaxed, and I'm not going to be doing a lot of jump cuts or anything like that to give you the most authentic understanding of how Monster Hunter works. It's definitely not just because it makes it easier to edit, although that is definitely a factor as well. Anyway, so I suppose we should just dive right in. I've been keeping a couple of quests to one side, things like, where's it gone? No, not the Renoplos. Not that. Where have they gone? Are they over here? Oh yeah, there's one of them which is taking out a Gendrome, and, oh, that's Gen Prey there. Yeah, that's a Gendrome. Oh, the image looks so similar. There's also the Cephadrome, and I don't believe I've fought either of these before in my Monster Hunter experience, because I didn't get to play a lot of Generations at all. I never owned it. So this is a big deal for me. So I think, you know, let's not faff around. Let's go right up against, okay, something I've never fought before to give you a real idea of what it can be like to play this game. I don't think I'm fully prepared. I need to go to the bistro. I need to order a meal to make sure that I'm not completely rubbish. That one looks pretty cool. Ardent Crockpot. But how do we want it cooked? Makes it easier to mount monsters. Not a lot of use for me because I'm using a bow gun. Food effects remain even after you faint in battle. Not planning to faint. Food effects. Game Changer, Insomniac. I don't know. I don't want that. I don't want a large monster to appear in an unstable environment. Oh, let's just... makes it easier to stun monsters. Why not? Let's have that one. Pay with money or pay with points. It's only 50 zenny, but I've got a lot of Wyvern Academy, Y-Academy points, whatever it's called. And here we go. So if for some reason you don't know, this is a port of a 3DS game, which should be apparent from the graphics. But actually, you know what? I think when they're scaled up like this, there's a certain charm to them, you know? They are simple, but... I mean, they're great graphics for the 3DS, so no harm in that sense. Let me just make sure I'm not carrying anything that I don't need. I'm carrying a lot I don't need, including a lot of ore and a couple of wings. I'm going to take all of that. Mega potions, I should be fine in that regard. Could do with some more well-done steak, but I can always make some, so that's no problem. Where is this taking place, this quest? Does it say? I'm not sure I can check. Quest info. Hunter Cephadrome. It's in the dunes. Okay, yeah, no, it's very good that I check because I'm going to need a cool drink in that sense. No, I don't need any of that. Here we go, cool drink. I'll buy a couple of them. Oh, two. I'm going to buy two. Oh, lordy, because I'm very low on Zenny. Well, that's all I can have, so this could be interesting because I haven't got an awful lot of ammunition on me. Because I'm using a bow gun, which is a ranged weapon. But I'm going to be using a close combat weapon as well. I think I'm going to do the dual blades just because I bought them in preparation for this, and that makes the most sense. And also they're a fairly straightforward one to pick up. And I think I remember all of the controls for that, so even better. It has been quite a while, and I've forgotten quite a lot of... Oh, can I use that with this bow gun? I've not used this bow gun much yet. I'm going to need to have that cool drink for sure, though. Absolutely. Actually, I'm doing okay elsewhere. I have no idea where the Gendrome is, or am I doing the Cephadrome? I think I'm doing the Cephadrome. Is that it down there? Good lord, I think it might be. No, that's small. It's a small enemy. It's far too small for Monster Hunter to be a large monster. What am I thinking? So, if you've come from Monster Hunter World, you're probably... Oh, hang on. Cutscene time. Oh, I see. So it's a large version of the little thing I just saw. Marvellous. I really should have reloaded beforehand. Pretty certain I've never fought one of these before. Although I might have done at a preview session, perhaps. Let's make sure we stay out of its way for the time being. And we are on an incline, which is not ideal for me. On this. I'm also just realised I'm using the worst possible ammunition I could. That was very bad timing on my part. And the interesting thing is that when I jumped into this, all of the monsters that should have been initially sort of quite a challenge compared to what they, you know, sort of the things you fight before. Is he running away or just... This is the problem, I've never fought him before. But because I have the experience of previous Monster Hunter games, I think I got a hit there, but I'm not sure. Keep reloaded. I don't know what to do to get this thing out of the ground. I'm sure there is a way, there usually is. Let's just keep out of its way for the time being. There we go, it's up again. Wait for it to attack. Okay, it's going to attack that way. That was rubbish. Need to get in quite closer because of critical distance, which is... Oof! Something I'll explain in a moment. Basically, with ranged weapons, you can't just sit at the back of the... you can't just sit at the back of the map and shoot the enemy from afar. You just won't do any serious damage at all. There is a unsurprising, appropriately called critical distance, which is why it's called that, whereby you will do the maximum damage with each shot. I wonder if I can... Yes, I can do some damage from there. That's good to know. I'm guessing, actually, with this one, it might have been might have been a lot better to go with a close combat weapon. But this is what I'm. Whoa! Get out of the way. Oh! And let it attack. Get a couple of good hits in. Oh, it's got a long neck, and its head is high up, which makes it harder to hit with ranged weapons, because they generally... Whoa! Good lord, I didn't even realize that was a thing. It looks like that's become a sort of a sinkhole or something. That's quite frightening. A lot of this is new to me as well, I have to point out. So as you can see, if you can hear that, the sound that it makes when it hits from a distance, it's not a very good sound. It sounds like a sort of a thunk, which is not what you want. That means you're doing very, very limited damage. Okay, I'm guessing it's not a sinkhole, and I can go in here because it's in here as well. Ah! And of course I'm using the heavy bow gun, which means every single shot needs to count. And ideally, avoiding that would be super duper as well. I never used the heavy bow gun in the games that I played, which was mainly Monster Hunter 4. So I can't reload in this ground. Although that was good. It might be because I don't need to reload. Let's see if we can get rid of that thing at least. Or at least take some damage off. Because right now it's yeah, that's dead. That's cool. Ah, he moved out of the way. And once again. No, we're not going to let you get me. I am not. I need to change ammo as well. Let's go with level 2. Because... Okay, I'm going to heal up as well now. Because, oh dear. A lot of fights in Monster Hunter as well, if you haven't played the game, can take an awfully long time. If you look at the top left-hand corner, that's the time I have remaining, and that is that references to an actual clock. So I have 50 minutes to defeat this thing, which should be absolutely ample because we're relatively early in the game. But nonetheless, it still is very good. Let's get a couple of good hits on this thing now. I should have picked up some more crag. I forgot to. Actually, no, I didn't have any proper zenny anyway to buy anything, so here we go. Let's see if we can get this thing, get some serious damage on it. They're calling this thing a land shark, and it seems an appropriate enough explanation, but it's still kind of odd. I want to try and get out of this sinkhole if I do. That's doing decent damage. I think the critical distance is a little bit more forgiving on bow guns as opposed to the bow. Not entirely certain about that. That's the thing with Monster Hunter. You are always learning. You will never know everything, and or at least you'll never remember everything off the top of your head, even if you know it. You're always bound to forget something because the game is insanely detailed. Ooh, looks like it's running off somewhere, so let's chase after it. That is no bad thing in my book because I did not like that area. It was not suited to my weapon. I also just realized I need to tag it properly so that we're going to be able to keep track of it. Let's make sure it doesn't get a hit on me, and it gets a hit on me anyway. Right. Okay, got a chance to reload quickly, and it doesn't matter about damage with this one because I only need to tag it. That's all I want to do. Doesn't matter whether I do critical distance or not. Now, this appears to be a better area. A bit more flexibility with where I can go. I also meant to change to Adept style because I'm currently in Striker style, which means I can't use Siege mode. Or, I think they changed the name of it in this game, but Siege mode, where basically you hunker down and you do... That was a really bad shot. You basically hunker down and you don't need to reload. You can just fire repeatedly, and but obviously you can't move. So you're grounded, essentially. So you need to make sure you're doing it at the right time, and... I think generally it's a lot more useful in when you're playing multiplayer. When you're playing single player, the monster pays most attention to you. Not all attention, of course, because you have your palicos, which are the lovely little cats hanging around here, which are incidentally named after cats I essentially own or have owned to a degree. Although Bindi, admittedly, is my fiance's cat and not mine. Although I'm still her daddy. Let's go over here. The Striker style, however, even though you can't use Siege mode, it allows you to use gunpowder in... sorry, it allows you to use 3 Hunter Arts, which you can see here. And, oh yeah, I was going to talk about Monster Hunter World. If you're watching this and all you've played is Monster Hunter World... I don't like the look of this. Whoa, that was close. You're probably confused about the loading screens if you've not played another Monster Hunter game apart from World. Obviously, because this is designed for much... weaker hardware originally, it can't load a big open world, hence the name Monster Hunter World. And as such, you have these individual areas and a loading screen between them, which is not the same experience, but it's sort of the more traditional experience, if you like. Yeah, I'm getting some good damage on this thing now, and I can get gunpowder infusion very quickly. That's the advantage of Striker style, I suppose. Get over here. Oh, that was a bad miss. Let's make sure I'm not going to be bothered by it. So I use Escape Runner, and I can run away from the monster as much as I like without it draining my stamina, which is a big deal, especially when I need to use a Mega Potion. Ah! I should be okay. Maybe. Yes. Just about. The whole game pretty much revolves around not so much what weapon you have or what armor you have, although, of course, that helps as well. It's more about knowing how to play the game and how to fight each individual monster. Because each monster behaves extremely differently to one another. And let's make sure I stay out of its way for a moment. Is it moving off? I think it's moving to another area. Yep, it's done that. And I need some water. So I can't sprint and have a sip, so I'm gonna just have a sip instead. I'm sure you won't mind. If you do, please leave a comment letting me know that you mind. Ah. Oh, that's much better. He's diving back in. I don't much care for this area. I wouldn't mind a dung bomb right now, but I don't have one. Dung bomb will allow me to, well, force the enemy essentially to go to another area because it's sort of, it stinks and it wants to get away from it. Oh great, the cooling effect has worn off. I really hope I can kill this thing or it goes to an area that isn't scalding hot before then. Although there might have been some in the box. I've probably been a complete idiot. Might have a ration as well, just to keep my stamina nice and high. And it's all a balancing game. It's all about finding that balance. And I need to get closer. Good couple of hits there. And he's... Yes! That was a really good couple of shots there. Incidentally, you can tell when you're doing the most damage with a ranged weapon, because you'll see a white and orange flash appear on the area that you hit, and the screen will shake ever so slightly, and that's how you know that you've got a critical, a proper hit with a critical distance. If it, in fact, I'll show you if I can. That's, yeah, okay, I'll go into first person because that reticule is not very reliable. I tell you, I'll just hit this thing. That was not a good example. Let's get properly far away. And try and avoid being killed in the process. That'd be super duper. Oh god, I've got to reload. I'm not paying attention. That can be death as a gunner. You see the flash there was more red. Definitely not orange, more of a sort of a pinky red. That means that I'm doing very little damage. I believe, I'm not entirely sure about this, but I believe it's a 40% damage, which is terrible. If you get the right critical distance, I think you can do 150% damage. Again, I'm not 100% sure about the numbers, but you can do more than your total damage. So it's really important. So, make sure. I don't like it when it's in the ground like this, because obviously it's much harder to hit. I'm running out of normal S level 2, although I could probably do with... I tell you what, I'm going to give Pellet a go, because I haven't actually used Pellet. Yeah, I don't think. As in, even me personally. I'm guessing it's just a spread. Certainly seems to be. And I can get 3 shots out of it. For some reason I thought it was 4. Oh, yes! Already. It's starting to limp. Couple of hits there. Let's see where it's going to go. The paint is still in effect. That's good. That means we can track it on the minimap. That's what the purple dot is. Without that, if you've played the demo, you might be thinking, oh, well, it just shows you where it is. It doesn't in the full game. You have to tag it. It's just a little thing to make the demo a little bit more forgivable. Although the demo is still... is still cripplingly difficult if you don't know Monster Hunter. So if you've been a little bit sort of disappointed and because you don't know what's going on when you've been playing the demo, don't worry too much about it, because everyone is like that. If I don't stop, I'll go crazy. Cage the Beast, says Diesel. Diesel named after one of my late cats. He was absolutely massive, and I don't mean fat. He was just enormous. He had no fat on him whatsoever. He was just what I suppose the internet would call an absolute unit. And he was great fun. He and my dad had an interesting relationship because my dad would have a go at him for, you know, sort of doing various things, mainly when he was, you know, like marking his territory with his spray. It's similar to urine. It's not urine though. Right, so let's get gunpowder infusion here. Let's not muck about and get some good shots. There we go. And I need to reload again. I'm getting too gung-ho. And at one point, I can't remember what it was that my dad shouted at him for. And I say shout, I don't mean in a particularly violent way, but in a telling the cat not to do something kind of way. And Diesel was not... Oh, I've run out of ammo. Diesel was not a fan of this. And anytime it happened, for obvious reasons, cats don't like being shouted at. But sometimes it is the only way you can get something across. But anyway, my dad then went and sat down watching TV. He was wearing it was the summer, so he was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And after a couple of minutes, Diesel came back in and he walked right up to my dad. My dad wasn't paying him any mind. And he walked right up to him and... I need to reload. He pissed all over his legs. And it was absolutely brilliant. My dad was not a very happy man, and Diesel knew exactly what he had done. It wasn't an accident. He didn't mistake him for a bit of a sofa or anything. He knew exactly what he was doing, because the moment he did it, and before my dad could even notice, he bolted back outside. And my dad's reaction was priceless. My dad, in the moment, like a lot of people, doesn't take kindly to being laughed at. So I had to contain so much laughter, and it was so difficult because this giant cat had just taken a wee right on my dad's legs, and it was absolutely spectacular. Let's change to Pierce ammo. One of the downsides of being a gunner, you can avoid a lot more damage, but your armor on the whole is a lot weaker. Good lord, that was not good. Is a lot weaker. Let's, oh, really poor timing. I was trying to evade then. Might as well. Oh. Thank you. That was beautifully timed, though I say so myself. Right, let's quickly put gunpowder infusion in. There we go. My dad laughs about the story now, because it's hilarious. And he'd be a fool to argue otherwise. But at the time, my god, he was not a happy bunny. It was brilliant. I loved it to pieces. Good old Diesel. But he was the loveliest cat in the world. He was really gentle and really looked after that. I could see that coming a mile off. Diesel, Bindi, I could really do some healing quickly if you wouldn't mind. Let's quickly hop over here and hope it ignores me. Marvellous. I'm gonna... Oh, wow, that was not so good. I'm gonna quickly have just this little sod. This is one of the advantages of Monster Hunter as opposed to Monster Hunter World, purely from a gameplay point of view, is that because areas are segregated, you can quickly leave and you're essentially safe. So you can heal up, you can restore your stamina, you can do whatever you like, and then you get... But you do get... you do get knocked back and forth occasionally, which is annoying. So, you know, you take the rough with the smooth and all that. Another gunpowder infusion. I should be using this far more often, but again, not only did I not really use the heavy bow gun in my time playing Monster Hunter, I've just realised he's... Oh, he's just sodded off again. And I don't know where. I still have cooling effects, so I should be okay. No, I think this way's going to be marginally quicker. I really hope he's going to be in Area 7, because if he's not, I'm going to be in a very sticky situation. To be honest, I'd much rather he was in a different area entirely. Oh no! Where is he? Where could he be? I don't know this map at all. This is only the second time I've been on here. Let's have a look in 9. I don't think he's going to be in 9. That looks like a cave, but right now I'll try anything. I should have tagged him. I should have tagged him again, because paint doesn't last forever. How you can use paint to track something across different areas, I don't know. But it's a gameplay mechanic, so it doesn't matter. Let's look just in case there's anyone up here who can help me. No. If you can see a balloon in the sky, you can wave to it. And, you know, I'm going to check over here. Because I would have thought he'd come up here because of the... he went into water, and there's water here as well. Let's have a quick ration. But apparently not. So that's not good. Is that it, or is that just... That's just a small one. That's not going to help me. Oh dear, this is the game sometimes, is tracking down the monster. You just don't know where it is. And I really don't know where it is. It could be, right now it could be in any area at all. I've recently been to, hang on a minute, I wasn't just sprinting away because the monster had appeared. Was I? No. Just wanted to make sure that I wasn't... leaving an area just as it was arriving, because that would be embarrassing. So let's just make our way through and try and find the little sod. I suppose I should reload. That definitely wouldn't hurt. No point in using a escape runner because it's not around. Have I been to 4? I'm going to check 3 again just in case. Because I think maybe that's its nest, so it's the area it's most likely to return to. Yes! Now I'm going to quickly tag it. It's a shame that I'll have to do that and wake it up as a result, but it could be a lot worse. I'd much rather be able to track it rather than... Yes! 3 really good hits with the Pierce. Because if you hadn't gathered, Pierce goes through enemies. And so if you shoot down the length of a monster's body, you're going to do loads of damage. And really, I need to be a bit higher up if I'm going to do this properly. Yes! Now we're cooking. Cooling effect is worn off. That's okay because of where we are. There's also, I tell you what, I think I might do the other monster. God, they just went right through its legs. Make sure I don't get hit there. Yes! It is dead. So, let's make sure... No, you're supposed to crouch first. Cephalos scale. If you crouch and gather, you gather more quickly, which is really useful in certain situations. In this situation, doesn't really make a big difference, but, you know. And since I've got some time, might as well see if I can get a few items from these things. Okay, it's not dead yet. Now it is. When you can click through something, it's dead. That's the older adage. Adage? I've got a small Hermitor shell. Oh, I've just remembered the Hermitor. I remember playing that at a preview session for the original Monster Hunter Generations. Good lord, that was an interesting experience, and maybe we'll get to do that again today. I don't know. It all depends on various different factors. And there we go, quest complete. So you have about it's like 60 seconds. You get a minute to gather as much stuff as you can before the quest automatically ends. And so there we go, quest complete. That is how you hunt a monster. And that took quite a lot of preparation, but it was worth it. And I'm really pleased with how I did with the bowgun, considering I'm really not experienced with it at all. Oh, my Palicos didn't find anything. Lazy. So now it's time to take on another monster, and for that I'm going to have to change my equipment. And you do that by going into your house. There are various ways you can do it, but I'm just going to do it this way. And manage equipment. So right now I'm using the heavy bowgun. Oh, I've got a talisman. Why am I not wearing that? Why not? What does it do? Gathering plus 10. Why not? So at the moment I'm going to have to unequip a lot of armor. Because armor is separate between Gunner and Blade Master, and I'm obviously going over to Blade Master, which is just a fancy way of saying close combat. And then you got things that sort of straddle the line, like Gun Lance, which I believe is still Blade Master, but not. No, I'm pretty sure it's Blade Master because it's a really close combat weapon. Right, so at the moment, I'm still wearing Burner, Chainmail, Macau. Oh, so I can wear the Macau cap. I'm surprised. Oh, whoa, that's the wrong thing. Because, oh yeah, that can be Blade or Gunner. Excellent. But I am not wearing any legs, and I'm not wearing any gloves. So let's quickly just equip these, just so I've definitely got at least something. Where the default. And you can change your appearance as well when you start, although, to be honest, it does very little because you're just going to be wearing armor the entire time, so what you see is maybe a flick of hair. But in the later game, you're generally wearing a lot of full sort of facial helmets, as opposed to the other kind, and so you're not going to be seeing much of your character at all. So just roll with it, and don't worry too much if you aren't 100% happy with what you've got. I'm not sure how much I'm actually going to be able to make, because could make a chainmail vest, which would be no better really than the burner mail I'm wearing at the moment. Gloves, waist, legs. Oh, I can get some Macau shin guards. Why not? I'm planning on doing a number of different things anyway, using a number of different weapons through my playthroughs, so why not, eh? Equip now? Yes, indeedly doodly, why not? Because that's the whole point I'm here. Right, so, oh, can I upgrade my... where is it? Because you can upgrade individual items as well, in case you don't know. There is a lot to process with Monster Hunter, but you sort of pick it up as you go along. It can be very... I mean, I'm in the wrong area, no wonder. I did think it didn't look right. It can be very overwhelming at first, but you do pick it up over time. I can't do anything. I don't have any brute bones or sharp claws, so that's a matter for another time. I need to get some whetstones because that's how I keep them in tip-top shape. So quickly pop over to the market. Oh, hello Jazz, you're online and playing Stardew Valley. Do you ever play anything else? That was a weird flash as if the screen went black for a moment there. Huh. How odd. Anyway, oh, it might have been a character walking past the screen or something, maybe. Don't know about that. Let's just... What have I got? I don't want to spend too much Zenny. I want to keep some of it. There we go. What? Job's a good one. Right, let's head over to this. Slightly adjust the microphone and hope it doesn't make too much noise. Maybe it does. Okay, let's put it back down a bit. And let's store some items because I don't need stuff like the scale, the fang, all that. That looks fine like that, yeah. Oh, yes, I want to do that. So, I suppose let's just dive into the next battle now. I haven't really ever used dual blades, but I do think they're one of the easiest to pick up. So this could be embarrassing, or it could be absolutely fine. We'll find out in just a moment. I'm not going to go up against the Renoplos. I want to do another large monster. Oh, in fact, no, you know what? Let's see what we've got. Slay the Genprey. Genplay roadblock. Gendrome roadblock, sorry. Cephadrome. Oh, I don't know. So I tell you what, let's take out the Renoplos. If that's how it's pronounced, that's how see ya. That's how all my housemates pronounced it when we used to play Monster Hunter back when I was at university. Oh, the days, those crazy heady days. I'll show you something briefly of the Palico farm, I think. I can't remember what it's called in here. Palico Ranch, I think. Let's quickly grab some necessaries. Mini whetstone, that's not going to do much. Grab a paintball, you never know. There might be something large coming along, occasionally it does, to try and catch you off guard. It's usually when you get later in the game, you get to higher levels and suddenly you'll just have a Rathian appear and it's terribly exciting. But if you're not expecting it, it can be absolute hell. And obviously, they don't like to keep things simple, so occasionally you will go up against more than one large monster at a time, and they can be entirely different. They can fight each other, or they can just fight you. Anything goes. I've no idea what the Renoplos will be. Actually, thinking about it, they might be in the big area over here, because they generally seem to like big open areas, from what I remember. I also thought they preferred dry, arid areas, so goodness only knows. But this is usually where large herbivores are. Yeah, I don't know what these are called, because I only ever seem to get raw meat from them. Oh dear. Let's quickly... Well done, steak. Did I not pick... Yeah, I did pick up rations. I don't really want to use my steak if I don't have to. One more. In fact, you know what? While I'm here, why don't we make a steak? Because that's always entertaining to watch. So tasty. Yeah, it's brilliant. That's one of my, I don't know, that's one of my favorite things about the game, just because it's so silly and honestly unnecessary. They didn't need to do that, but it's fun. And also you only get it if you do it properly, because that wasn't just randomized. Oh no, this is just macaws. I don't need macaws. I need me some Renoplos. If I ran past a load of Renoplos in Area 1, I'm going to be very annoyed. Yeah, boof. Right, nothing in here. Let's go to Area 9. Generally, I find in Jurassic Frontier... I nearly called it Fossil Falls for a second then. Generally, if there's something unusual, it's further in. And as we can see, here are the Renoplos. Oh yeah, I'm using this now. Okay, I'm going to avoid its head because I can't deal any damage to its head. There we go. Easy peasy. Obviously, these are small monsters, so they're nice and easy to kill. And... Can I... There we go. Took its time. But now I can carve off some Renoplos shell. And a bit more, because might as well use every part, as they say. Well, that was one. Great. Good start. Need lots more. And this is sort of the other side of Monster Hunter. It's not as exciting, but it is a lot more straightforward, and it does help to break it up, so you're not constantly just doing massive, what are essentially boss battles all the time. And half the challenge can be finding the sodding things, apparently. So let's have a look in, let's have a look in 3, maybe. 3, maybe 7. Let's climb up here. No rest for the wicked, eh? No rest for the wicked. What's in 3? Renoplos! Lovely stuff. Where's my meter? I swear there's a meter for this sort of thing. Or is it... Oh, I press... Ah, that's right. Oh, it's dead now. Ah, get out of the way! And now I'm in sort of a frenzy mode. Is it called berserk mode? I'm really not sure. But, dual blades are fairly straightforward. It's just, you know, slashing, basically. There's not a lot else to say until you get into the other, hunter styles. And I don't know what I'm using at the moment. I assume guild, because I haven't specified anything. So usually it goes to guild as default, which is the default. It's just how it used to be back in the day. Get some raw meat. How many do I need to kill? It's 5, isn't it? So, I'm 3/5 of the way there. And whilst I'm here, do I have some, yes, I do have an iron pickaxe. I'd like more than one, but what are you going to do? Nice one, Diesel. You go for it as well, mate. What about you, Bindi? Come on. Pull your weight. Bindy's not pulling your weight. And you, Bindy's the one who has a go at Diesel for being a lazy palico most of the time. Look at that go. Yeah, okay, Bindy's doing it now. Dragon amber piece. Oh dear, my pickaxe broke. Iron ore obtained. Excellent. Yes, you've got things like pickaxes and bug nets to gather and things like that and get resources, and they break, and that is very sad, but it does mean it keeps you on your toes. There is naff all in here, Renoplos-wise. Maybe in 4. Didn't I look in 4? Pretty sure I did. Or was it 5 I'm thinking of? Oh well. Not to worry, let's dart in. Anything in here? This is usually where a load of insects hang around. I can never remember what they're called, these things. And if you can kill them without them exploding, it's excellent. That one exploded. That's not excellent. Can I get this one? That one exploded. It's very rare that they don't. But when they explode, you can't gather anything from them. You can't carve anything off. But if they don't, you can. And whilst I'm here, I'm going to grab some honey. I'm going to grab me some honey. Crouch to make it quicker. And you can probably hear lots of little tapping as I rapidly press the A button to make sure I get it as quickly as possible. Because I can. And I think I'm going to have a little sip of water as well. Whilst I look for more Renoplos that don't want to spawn, apparently. Where did I see them? Were they in 9 and 7? No, it wasn't in 7, was it? Was it in 3? I'm really losing track. Let's go into 7 and see where we go from there. It probably wasn't 7, was it? Because they will respawn, obviously. I say obviously. Maybe they won't. I'm pretty sure they did in Monster Hunter 3 and even Monster Hunter 4, but things change, don't they? Oh, I was going to do a jump cut there, but you know what? Let's just come back here very briefly. Because I'm going to show you how you do the... sorry, I'm just writing something down very briefly. 59. I'm just keeping a note when I'm doing all my jump cuts. If you go into gestures, and you face the balloon up there, and you wave... Hello! And it flashes like that. It basically shows you where the large monster is, whether it be a wyvern or a beast. Beast wyvern? Are they all wyverns? I lose track. Or wyvern if you prefer. People pronounce it differently. It's wyvern where I come from, because we even have a place in Swindon, which is where I live, in case you didn't know. Oh dear, I need to sharpen. We have a place in Swindon called the Wyvern Theatre, and everyone calls it the Wyvern Theatre. They don't call it the Wyvern Theatre, so have at you. And have at you, Renoplos. Can you cut a Renoplos's tail off? I don't think you can. You can cut a lot of enemies' tails off. Although I've never done a lot of that, because most of the weapons I prefer to use are either blunt or like a bow. And yeah, you can slice tails off, but it's just a lot more trouble. And the game's better multiplayer anyway, so you don't need to worry about that. Just get someone else to do the slicing. Anything in here? No, just big birds. Oh, excuse me. How terribly rude of me. Was there another one in 10? Nope, this is just a load of Macau and pulsating mushrooms. That's always a good sign. Let's hop up here. I think there was another one up here. I've only got one more to find, so it shouldn't take me long. And I see a Renoplos. Marvellous. And this won't take long. There we go. Easy peasy. Did I have a sub thing that I could do? I'm pretty sure I did. I don't pay attention to them often, though. Come on. Gather. There we go. Weird hitbox on this one as to where you can gather from. Monster Bone M. Marvellous. And Renoplos Scalp. I remember Renoplos armor looking really cool. It's just like this great big ludicrously bulky thing. I hope it still is. Unless it looks cool in another way. Let's quickly gather some bones. Bone husk. I didn't see how long it said it was going to be until we go back to camp. So, oh, that's alright. I imagine it's probably 60 seconds then and not 20. Let's go in the water. We can't. Although I can fish. Why not? Let's grab a fish. Is anything going to happen? It's been a long time since I've fished, so I don't really know what to do. Come on. Come on. Come on. That was... that... No. I want to fish. I want to fish, and it's not working. It won't let me fish. So that is the more, I suppose, sedentary side of Monster Hunter. It's an important part, though, because you do need to gather supplies, and you get more of these early on, and then it's more sort of main monsters as you get on. But let's dive to the Palico Ranch, and I'm going to show you how you can play as a cat, which is the best thing ever. So let's just dive over to the board, switch to... In fact, if we just... I think I'm going to have to deselect both Palicos. There we go. Switch to Prowler, select Prowler. Shall I play as Bindi or Diesel? I'm going to play as Diesel because he's a beast. Literally, he's got bias beast. I don't know what that means. So there we go. We've got a Prowler, and now I just need to go down to... Oh no, I was already there. Switch mode. And now I will be playing as a Prowler, which is essentially arguably a more straightforward way to play. It's a little bit simpler in some regards. You don't have to worry about items and things like that. So if you're new to Monster Hunter, I really would recommend you give playing as a Prowler a go to begin with. At least, as I say, just at least to begin with. Also, you get to play as a cat. Who doesn't want to do that? Look at this. Look how much fun this is. Okay, let's go to Feline over here. Yeah, Palico Armory. That's what I thought it was called. So I'm going to just see if I can get some more armor. Ooh, Macau Mail. Jaggy Mail. Bone Mail. Renoplos Mail. Good lord, such delicious things. So hang on, if I were to get body armor, what would I need for Renoplos? Renoplos scrap, 2 of them. God, that looks cool. That looks so cool, I'm going to have that. What about the Cephalos? It's like a little dress. These does look adorable, but I do like the the Mega Man look here. So let's trade for some scraps. So trade from list, I think. Is it going to be... No, it's going to be in my pouch, isn't it? Renoplos shell. Here we go. There we go. Get 2 scraps there. That's all we need. So now we just forge some head armor. Oh, no, not the head armor. That looks really odd. Like, really, it looks like a little bear. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Especially when that is what the thing looks like. Right now, he looks a bit like M. Bison with arm cannons, which is no bad thing at all. Equip now? Hell yeah. Forge weapons. Can we forge anything interesting? Brush. I don't know what he had before. What does he currently have? Let's have a look. He's using a bone. Oh, no. He's using a burner staff. Renoplos hammer does look pretty damn cool. So what do I need for that? Renoplos scrap and ore scrap. 3 Renoplos scraps. That's a lot. Let's have a look. What does that look like? That looks pretty cool. Let's go with a jaggy knife. It matches the hat. So I just need some ore scraps for that. And I've gone too far out of the menus. So there's a ludicrous amount of customization. This is incidentally the biggest Monster Hunter game ever. I can't stress that enough. So trade from list. Let's get some ore scraps. Let's just do iron ore. We only need... Do we need 1? Let's get a couple just in case. I don't remember how many we need. So, forge weapons. Jaggy knife. There we go. Yes, equipped now. What are you talking about? Right. So as far as I know, you can actually do any quest you like as a Palico. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think you can. And there are also specific... sorry, it's a Palico, I meant Prowler. You're playing as a cat, that's the point. There are specific Prowler missions, but I'm not going to do that because that looks far too easy. What's that? It's just getting some unique ferns. There's no fun in that. No, not the Genprey. Let's hunt a Gendrome. Why not? So this is another large monster, and it's been quite a while since I've used Prowler, so this could be interesting, to say the least. And I've got squeaky headphones, or at least creaky ones. So this is the ambitious nobleman. He's been ferrying goods for a big deal coming up. And Genprey... Oh god, do I need anything cooling? Yeah, you can't use any items at all, which is interesting. You can use an empty file for some reason. However, we will take a map. So, what have we got here? Release the beast, rousing roar, herb horn. Pretty cool. I should have had a meal before coming out. Get out of this. I'm a little bit tempted. You know, I'm going to come back after having a meal because I don't want to die. Okay, that animation is adorable. I've also just slapped on another ability because I could, and let's have a meal. What should we do? Order a meal. Ooh, pasta. Stir fry, salami, sea bream soup, crock pot. Well, this all comes down to health and... Hang on, can I have Palicos as a Prowler? Hang back a tick. Let's go back here. It would make sense because, you know, I'm still playing single player. Could I have Sherlock and Bindi join me for a triple Palico threat? I think I can. Sherlock looks tired. Oh well, it'll be fine, I'm sure. Come on, Sherlock, you've got very basic equipment. Let's give you something else. Manage equipment. I'm sure there's plenty. What's that, an acorn helm? Go on then, why not? Why is that not equipped? I'm pressing it too many times. I'm expecting it every time to what's that? Burn a mail. Why not? I'm expecting to have to go through a confirmation every time, and I don't need to. Come on, Sherlock. Come on, Bindi. This is a bit unusual, referring to all my cats, but it'll be fine. It's good. I'm playing as a Prowler. It's exciting. It's like a catastrophe. And I also still haven't had a meal, so I'm going to do that. Hate to be nosy, but are you making the most of food skills? It's the proprietress sticking her nose in. Come on, so I didn't want that. I just wanted a meal. I just wanted to sit down. Let's have an ardent crock pot again. That looked really good. Causes food effects to remain. I don't want a large monster to appear. Don't need stamina. That looks pretty good. Why not? Let's pay with some points, because I don't fully understand those yet. I do love this animation, though. It's just extremely charming. Wouldn't you agree? If you don't, you're a mad beast. And why is it always fondue? They're always having fondue. I don't even like fondue. I'm not a big cheese person. I'm going to need the quest, aren't I? Good lord. You can tell I do this professionally, can't you? Wowzers trousers. So it's Gendrome. Yep, we want to make sure that I'm not just going after Genprey or Genprey, Gendrome. I don't know. I've never heard them spoken aloud. But I don't have to worry about any items, so we can just dive right into it. Rather than having to faff about, which is always preferable. Minimal faff. If it loads. Come on. Come on. There we go. Right. Are we going to have to worry about cooling? No, but we are... I don't know, but we are definitely going to have to worry about having a map. Oh, it tells us where the enemy is as well. That's interesting. I suppose, and yeah, don't have to worry about cooling. So it is arguably an easy mode. But you know what, I don't care, because it's also fun. And if you have fun playing as the Prowler, and you have more fun playing as the Prowler, go for it. I'm not going to gatekeep you from enjoying Monster Hunter just because you play as a cat. If anything, I applaud you for playing as a cat, because cats are adorable. And everyone should play as a cat at least once in their life. Oh, here we go. Doesn't look like much, does it? Just looks like a big dinosaur with big teeth. Just looks like a velociraptor, really. With funny colours and funny ears. Oh, what's it doing up there? Am I going to have to climb? What an unusual situation. And it's just jumped down, because of course it has. Right. How about you? I'm a cat, and I'm not going to do... Ah! Get out of the way. I don't fully understand how the sort of the... I think they're called Palico skills. Oh dear. I've been paralyzed, help me! Thanks, Sherlock. I always could count on you. Poor little Sherlock is another cat of mine. He was really young, and he died, unfortunately. We took him in from an abusive home, and he died less than a year old, unfortunately. He just got hit on the road. It's a real shame. Ah, get over there. But anyway, we don't, you know, let's not bring the mood down. Because we're playing as a cat. We're playing as a cat that once weed on my dad's legs. Oh, good lord, that paralysis is really something. Let's quickly use a herb horn to get some health back. Not much, admittedly. I also just realized I don't think Sherlock has any active things. Ah! Okay. I thought I would be able to hold it for a bit, but apparently not. And boom! I hope I... Did I take damage then? I think I did. Oh dear. What have we got there? Rousing roar. Are you quite finished? I'm trying to heal myself. Bindi, what are you doing? Bindi, what's wrong? Are you just relaxing? Bindi, you're not helping anyone there. Good lord, this thing is proving to be a lot faster than I anticipated. This is rousing roar. There we go. What did that do? We may never know. Herbal horn. Am I going to be able to use it? Just about, and then I took even more damage. Oh, God. Let's go to it. Let's exit the area. Because I don't need to worry about healing the other two. They're alright. They need to worry about healing me. Let's use herbal horn a couple of times. Am I limited? I'm guessing the way you use them is something to do with the meter down in the bottom, by the looks of it, underneath where it says herbal horn. Can I use it repeatedly? I can, and it's a bit quicker, but or is that them using it? I think it was them using it. Yeah, it was. Okay, ignore me. Release the beast. I need a full thing for that. Rousing roar. I need one for that. Or does release the beast? I know I can use it. It just uses 2 chunks? I'm really confused. But let's unleash the beast. Release the beast, even. Now that is cool, I like that. And I've just been stunned. Thanks, Bindi. I think it was Bindi. Oh, wow. This is what they do in the intro. Let's get rid of these, because these are being a pain as well. Whoa. Good lord. So you can only use melee attacks, because Prowlers do have a ranged attack as well. Let's go up here. How long does this last? You just run around normally. Just a little potter around, but with red glowing eyes. This is brilliant. So is it gone? It's gone to 4, so we're going directly there. That's excellent. Let's see if we can keep the beast released. Keep wanting to say unleash. Get some serious damage on this thing. It looks like they're both... Can you cancel? Oh, you cage the beast. Oh, I see. So is this like a mode that lasts indefinitely? Where's the Gendrome? There we go. Wah! No, you don't. Yes, he's getting tired. That is cool. That is really cool. Anyone who thinks that isn't cool is a liar. Oh, incidentally, if you are interested in Monster Hunter Generations and you're not into cats, you're more of a dog person, you better learn to like cats fast, because there are no dogs in the game at all. Oh, thank you. Meow, pull it together. We need you, boss. Oh, I don't think Bindi would say that to Diesel in real life. If they ever could. Physically or just... Oh, can I use Herborn? I can. Please don't attack me, Genprey. Hooray! He missed. Right. Now let's see if we can take this thing out. It is kind of insane when you think about just how... arguably how little we've done in the game. I mean, you know, sort of gram for gram. For Monster Hunter, we've done quite a lot. But in the... What is it coming up to? Best part of an hour? We've done 3 missions. We've not even done 3 missions. We've started the 3rd. And we will complete it. Don't you worry. I do wish you could zoom the camera out a bit with the Prowler. Maybe you can. There's a lot of options. Subquest complete. I'm not going to end via subquest. Oh, the beast has been caged. But let's unleash it again. Because how can you say no to this? Also, I believe Prowlers are a lot harder for... well, they're just a lot smaller, so they're harder to hit for the foes that you go up against. Rousing Roar. Let's use a Bombay Barrel again. Or Barrel Bombay, even. Oh, yeah. I can't hold it. I keep forgetting that. Quick. Ah. Oh, nice one. I'm not sure whether that did much at all. But let's assume it did and be happy. Yes! Come here! And... what? Oh, he's moved. Typical. Get back over there. It's just a case now of... Can you mount as a Prowler? I don't see why not. Let's, I'm gonna have to put my weapon away to go up here. That's not very nice. Ah! Good lord, leave me alone! Can't you see I'm trying to release the beast? And, more importantly, heal myself up briefly. I need a better healing move than this, because this really doesn't do a lot. Come on. Can you lot use it as well, please? That'd be great. Okay, I think I'm going to cage the beast for a bit, because I'm not making the most of it, I don't think. So let's cage the beast. And stick to the good old-fashioned... Come back, you little... I've just come from there! Palico Rally. Oh, I could have used a... I could have used a rally myself. Is it rally or rousing roar? Don't know what it does. I suppose I could have a look, but I'm not going to because life's too short. Let's just see if we can knock this sucker out. It's not that close to death. It doesn't help that I really don't know the Prowler gameplay. So I'm not doing it the best justice I can. Well, the best justice that could be done. I think I'm doing it as much justice as I can do it. There's a lot of these sods. There we go. Needed to lock onto it. So I can keep track of which one is the big one. Because at a glance, it's not always easy to tell. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Oh, yes, please. What's he dropped? Wyvern Tear. They're not that rare, but you know, I'll take them very happily. But I do think that for this final bit, we're going to have to naturally release the beast. Row. Oh, I think I'm starting to work out how the meter down in the corner works. I think you essentially charge it up, and it's going from right to left. I was expecting it to go from left to right because everything does in the West. But I suppose... No, that's fine. Getcha, getcha, getcha. And I suppose you fill it up and... So I've got 3 now, so I'm guessing if I keep going, it'll go up to 4. And that's just a good quick indicator to know how much, and I'm basically just filling it up by attacking like many meters in the game. That's not what I wanted. Nor is that. Will you stay still? I know you're angry, but please, I'm trying to kill you. And you're making it very difficult, and I think I just damaged your tooth. Which is excellent. Oh no, it's your crest! His crest's gone! That's excellent. You can break off individual parts of a monster, in case you didn't know. I sort of alluded to that earlier with the tail thing, but it's not just the tail. Individual parts, and sometimes that can affect where a weak spot is. I don't know if it does here. I'd be surprised if it did. But you never know. I've been surprised in the past. Not long to go now. Just a few more hits, I reckon. And, wow, I was kind of hoping that would be the final hit. But, you know, life isn't that sweet. Although it could be if you play Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. You can have that one for free, Capcom. There we go! And he's down! So now it's just a case of looting that body, and I've just been tossed aside like a used tissue. Gendrome Fang, or Gendrome? Whichever one, Gendrome Fang again. We'll get scale, no hide this time. Okay, might as well take some of these out. Get some lovely gubbins from this lot. Because they get it all helps, every little helps and all that. Whoa! There we go, that's taken it out. Marvellous. Using my big fish knife, I got a Genprei Fang. Excellent. And anything from this? I don't know whether I'm going to be able to kill it in time. But I'd be remiss if I didn't try. Is that dead? Yes! One quick slice, and we got another Fang. Totally worth it. Genuinely, really, really worth it. I'm not just saying that. Oh, lordy, lordy loo. Well, I think we're going to end things up there because this is going to be an absolutely colossal video. Yep, I'm just looking at the time now, and once all the jump cuts have come out, I'm guessing it's going to come to about an hour. Lordy loo. Did not expect to actually get this far, but it's great fun, and I could play Monster Hunter pretty much forever. And it's so replayable, and you'll be good, you know, because every monster behaves slightly differently every time. And indeed, every individual monster is different. 2,500 Zenny, now you're talking. And that was the longest Gendrome, and also the shortest I've ever fought. 959.6 centimeters, which is 9 meters long, which it did not look. I'll be brutally honest. Sherlock is now level 4. Bindi is now level 7. You're doing well. New support moves. Big boomerangs. Excellent. Save your progress. Yes, I am going to save my progress. So there you have it. That is just a brief look at Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Well, I say brief. It was briefish. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you prowl towards that subscribe button, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.